Welcome back to Cottonwood Public Library Family Craft today. And a couple of weeks ago, I carved some apples because we were going to be doing apple head dolls. And we had to wait a couple of weeks for those apples to dry. They have dried. So now we're going to be making the actual dolls. I already have made one doll. I made this little guy here. Um, you can kind of see his face there. He's got cotton for hair. He's got wire underneath his clothes, and I did glue gun to kind of put them all together with. But he stands up really nicely. Um, well, sort of. And then this was the second apple that I did. Okay, so you can see it's a lot smaller than it was when I started. That apple was about that big. And here it is now, all dried up. And it's not hard, but it's kind of almost there. But you can see how the eyes kind of sunk in, and the mouth is kind of like in kind of a funny little smile or whatever. But we're going to put together an apple head doll, and because I made and this old guy here, I'm going to make a lady for the other one. I think when we started, I showed you this picture that I found online of this cute apple head doll. I just love her face. Mine didn't turn out quite like that, but that's okay. They all turn out differently, and here's an example of some of the different ways they can turn out. Some of them look kind of grumpy, and some of them look kind of happy. But anyway, this is a fun craft you can do. We're going to be kind of winging it because you just kind of look for some materials that you can use to put these together. If you don't have, actually have some electrical type wire here that somebody donated saying, hey, I wonder if you can use this for craft. And of course, I always say yes. But you can use pipe cleaners to put your doll together. But think about the shape of a body, just like we do in drawing with Jan Mark. We think about the shapes of body parts and stuff. And what I'm going to do is shape the body that we have for this doll with wire. And it is a little bit hard, so I went ahead and punched a hole in there with some scissors so I could stick this wire up there. And I actually think I'm going to do it double. So I've got a wire here, and I'm going to do it double, and I'm just going to push it right into that hole that I had. And this is going to kind of be her spine and her neck and stuff, okay? Just to make sure it stays, I'm going to put a little bit of glue gun in there. I'm going to be using the glue gun a lot. You can also use, you know, like Elmer's glue or what's it called? Eileen's tacky glue or something. But the glue gun is a little faster drying and probably a little bit more flexible. So we kind of have a body here. Okay, doesn't look like much right now. I'm going to cut it off right about there, and I'm going to come up with some arms. So again, I want to do kind of double so that they're a little bit thicker. So I've got some wire here kind of folded in half, and I'm just going to wrap it around like this so that she'll have some arms. Let me pull it around so it's a little bit more even. Okay. Remember our little friend here that was kind of waving her arms up? She looks kind of happy. Cut a little bit off here. Okay. I want to go ahead and put some glue gun on this also, just to make sure it's going to stay where I put it. Now, I'm not going to give my doll some legs here, and the reason is because this is really going to be mostly her body right here. So we're just going to slide this down into here. Okay. And hopefully it will, well, it's a little bit long, so I'm going to cut that off. So this is going to be kind of like her dress, okay? Put her arms like that. All right. So I have some material here that I can use for a blouse, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut, well, first of all, I'm going to even it out because it's got a lot of little threads kind of sticking out. So I'm going to, oh boy, this scissors doesn't work very well with cloth. Okay, that's okay. Do the same thing here. I just want to get rid of all these little feathery things that are on here. So we're going to just have her in kind of like a little flouncy kind of dress, shawl kind of thing. So about halfway, I'm going to just cut a little slit here so I can wrap this around her. Like so.
Like a kimono.
Almost like a kimono, isn't it? Yeah. And, whoops. I need her to stand up.
Miss Joyce, what was the red, like what you're using for the body?
You know what this was? Is remember Miss Shirley used to work here. Miss Shirley does a lot of sewing, and so these are actually
awesome.
spools, of all things.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I hope Miss Shirley's watching, because I'm using her spool. I'm just going to cut a little bit off of this. Boy, these scissors were not made for cutting cloth, that's for sure. Yikes. Maybe if I do it on the end here. Oh well. Alright, we're going to try this wrapping around thing again. Okay. So I'm just wrapping it around her like this. Okay. And I'm going to kind of fold this in a little bit so that her hands will eventually show. And actually her hands don't really need to show. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there to hold that. And a little bit of glue to hold that. This is a really kind of light, silky material, so it works real well with the glue gun. So I'm folding her hands down, and then we're just gonna maybe do like a little tie right there. Maybe I could do it with this material. I'll just make a little tie for her if my scissors will work on this. It kind of works better on this material because the other material is kind of silky, and this is a little more cottony. Uh-oh, my old guy fell down. What happened there? Okay. I highly suggest getting scissors that work with material. I have scissors at home that are for only cutting material, and you do not dare let anybody borrow them for anything else. The right tools for the right job. Right, Mr. Jan?
Exactly.
Okay. Okay, so we're just going to take this little bit of cloth here, and we're just going to tie it around. So I like the kimono idea, so that's kind of working out there. And if you look, here she has like a little kimono on, okay? Now she needs some hair. I do need to cut that off though. There we go. Okay. So there she is in her little kimono. So for hair, I had some cotton that had a little yellow tinge to it. So, so we're just gonna plop that on there. We'll see what happens, right? So I just need to get a little bit of glue gun here and put around the top. Before that gets cold, we'll go ahead and stick it on here.
That's so cool. The hair looks great. Look at that.
Isn't that cool? Whoops. Need a little bit more here.
I like how it makes a little bun in the back.
Yeah. Whoops. The glue is dropping a little bit. Ow. Glue gun hurts, just so you know. Okay, and then I found some little beads. So like on this guy here, I found some little blue beads, and then I glue gunned them into the little eye sockets, and then just kind of did some drawing for the pupils on there, just so that he looks like he's looking at you. But he kind of has blue eyes, and so she's going to have some blue eyes too. So I'm going to take a little bit of glue and put in each eye socket. And hopefully I can get these in here without burning my finger. There we go. I got a little piece of this wire left, so I can kind of push it in there. Okay, so there's her little eyes in there. And I'm just going to give them a little bit more of a spark by, getting her pupils in there too. So she just doesn't look like she's got a blank stare. That's actually going to have to dry for a little bit. She looks kind of funny now. That's okay. There she is.
That's great.
Okay, I also have a pink marker, so I could maybe put a little pink on her cheeks here. Some of her cheeks kind of dried too much there. Maybe a little bit of around her lips or so.
It's so weird how that as it dried, like you see cheekbones and you see like a profile. And
Yeah, and it all depends on how you carve, you know. She's kind of floppy there, but that's okay. Anyway, there's our little doll, and her arms do move, so, you know, you can kind of move her arms a little bit. This one here, he moves also, so I can move his arms all different ways, his legs. You know, he could be like that guy on TV. I'm 64, look at me. Anyway, but yeah, if you're using the wire or the pipe cleaners or whatever. But anyway, those are apple head dolls. Kind of fun. Like I said, you're kind of winging it when you do it with the materials that you have. But they're kind of fun to do. And this was an old folk art. Back in the pioneer times when kids didn't have plastic dolls and cloth dolls and stuff, they would make dolls out of what they could. And apples was one of the things, because that's one of the things they grew. So anyway, apple head dolls. I hope everyone's safe. If you didn't see the first part of this where I actually carved the apples, we're going to be reposting both videos on Saturday morning at what?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock. So you can see me carving the apples, and then you can see this presentation where we actually put the dolls together. So hope everybody's doing well. We are open. So come on in Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Here at Cottonwood Public Library. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.